Hello, ladies and gents. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in the second installment of my series regarding V2K, synthetic telepathy, gang stalking, and things of that nature. This abnormal activity or this abnormal program that's been going on for quite a while, and a lot of people are dealing with daily. So I'd like to take this time out to thank all of my new subs. I was not expecting to gain as many subs as I did, nor as many views as I have within the past week of uploading only 3 of my videos. I thank you guys very, very much for that. So that further lets me know that this whole phenomenon is more common than what people think. Okay, so let me see what else. I'd like to just say thank you for the encouraging words, the kind words put in the comments, and thank you guys also for sharing your experiences dealing with this whole BS situation that we've been thrust into. Against our will, we did not consent to this, you know. So I would like for my channel to be one of encouragement and support for other, I don't want to say TIs, I'm just going to call us um, enlightened individuals. Okay. Not even enlightened, empowered individuals. I'll just say that empowered individuals. We're not, um, even though we are targeted, I don't want to put that jacket on our back and consistently keep calling us that. Yes, it is true. That's how we're being done, but we don't have to label ourselves as such. Okay. So we're empowered individuals, being targeted by demons. Okay. So this will be part one. I'm going to do a part two to the V2K because I had a troll come to me in one of my comments and basically say that she didn't understand what I was saying and stuff like that. Just being difficult, being an asshole per se. So basically what I'm going to do is redo it, and I'm going to reiterate everything that I already stated in the first one and add some more tidbits of information that I have accumulated over the past few days and more experiences that I've had to endure since 2015 as far as that. And basically I'll slow it down for some of you. If you didn't like the way I presented it or what have you, I'll redo it. But I will say this: if my videos do not resonate with you, you do not agree with them, you can find somebody else. You're not obligated to watch my videos. You're really not. So you can find something else or someone else that you kind of resonate with, like I said before, because I'm not gonna stop being who I am for anybody. Yes, I will curse occasionally. Oh well, get over it. If you're sensitive, you do not have to watch my channel. I'm not begging anybody to do anything. This is for people who agree with what I'm saying and they can relate to some of my experiences regarding this whole satanic, demonic, activity, or the demonic activities of these perps. So listen to the information. You don't have to agree with the person that's, delivering the message that you need to hear. Just listen to the information. Okay. So, anyways, having said that, I would like to delve right into what I need to. I'm going to try to keep this video at like 25 minutes. I don't want to do long videos. If you guys like short videos, let me know. If you would like them longer, I'll compile them together. But seeing as I'm on my phone right now, that's my only mode of recording it. Sorry if it takes too long for it to get out. I have to, deal with the stress of having stuff already in my phone and then having to release things and erase things from it so I can just make a simple 15-minute video, which is kind of annoying. But until I get a camera and another laptop, this is how I have to deliver my message. So, all right, let's delve into it. Part one of this gang stalking video is my experiences. Part two would be about the mindset of these perps and on the spiritual aspect about what I think it is, because it is a spiritual aspect to it. So that'll be part two, which is going to follow this one immediately. Okay. So let's get into it. Now, what woke me up to this whole gang stalking thing is I'm spiritual myself. Okay. So I believe there are no coincidences. And if something, if my ancestors tell me, or my higher self tells me, hey, something's not right about this, I normally get a feeling. So most of the things that I've experienced prompted me to Google, some of the things that were happening to me. Like, for instance, the cars with one headlight following me and stuff like that. Now, they started following me after I was staying in public housing, which is a branch off of Section 8. At one point, I was having to live pillow to post, hotel to hotel, even though my mother has a 3 bedroom house in the suburbs, and it's in a really nice house. I've always had to kind of struggle here and there. Um, since I've been able to be out on my own, and there should be no reason for that. I'll talk about the narcissist in a different video, but I was married at one point. He was very verbally abusive, verbally, physically, emotionally, mentally abusive. So I've always been targeted in some form, since as far back as I can remember now that I know what this is. So basically, I had to live pillar to post. I was living in hotels. I would be targeted in hotels and stuff like that. People would check in right next to me or above me and make noise all night. That's a sleep deprivation tactic that they would use. So I signed up for public housing, and I believe that if you sign up for public housing and get any type of government assistance, stamps, Medicaid, or stuff like that, you can become a target as well, because this is the only thing I'm left to believe, because these are the services I get. I have not bothered anybody, and I saw somebody who on YouTube actually who had another experience. She brought this up after I was kicked out of public housing, like I said before, and she was saying you can be targeted if you live in those situations with Section 8 and stuff. So that was kind of odd to me, but it was meant for me to find the video after the fact when I started researching all of this stuff. So anyways, like I said, I was living up under government assisted housing and all of that crap, and I was being targeted there. One instance I had somebody, I don't know who it was. All I heard was noise pollution, which is loud noises and talking and stuff like that outside of my window. And all of a sudden, we heard a loud noise downstairs, me and my daughter. And I was yelling at her. I was like, "What are you doing in there?" And she was like, "Mom, I'm not doing anything. I didn't do nothing." So I said, "Okay." I grabbed my weapon, went downstairs, and I didn't see anything by the front door. So I peeked my head around from the top of the stairs, and there was a big gaping hole in my kitchen by the back door. Somebody drove through it. There were bricks everywhere, pieces of headlights, and I was like, what the actual fuck, dude? Really? Now, the funny thing about this is, you know, behind the townhouse where I was staying in public housing, um, it was a park back there. So they had no regard if children were playing, or they planned the whole thing out to where nobody would be back there, because normally it would be children playing back there in the playground, play area. So I heard loud yelling, and then all of a sudden somebody drove through our kitchen, apparently. Now, they don't have a regard for life, okay? So my daughter could have been downstairs. I had just come from downstairs because I was cooking at the time. So I had just left them down there, and then they drove through it. Nobody else's unit was touched but mine, okay? Nobody else was scathed, not even a little bit. All right, so I made a police report about that at a later time. I might post the video if you guys want it, since I've already gone through the legal situation of it now. So I don't have a problem with showing that my police report, to show you that everything I say is factual, is true, bro. I have no reason to lie like some of these people. They will lie and act like they're targets. They're not. Okay, they just do it for clout or to further harass and torment other TIs. Like, it's funny. It's not a game. This is some serious shit, and it's going on, and it's sick. Okay. So upon that happening, them driving through my townhouse, they moved me to a different unit out there in the same housing project. And at this unit, they started defacing my cars. I would have to, uh, my tire was flat. Like, I'd always have a problem with my tires, at least every other week, something like that. Okay. So then at this point, I would have conversations with my daughter inside, and we wouldn't be loud or nothing. We're just quietly living our lives, we didn't even come outside and talk to anybody. We would just come there to live, like leave. She go to school, I go to work, we come back, and that's it, in and out. They see us leaving or coming back, no fraternizing at all. So anyways, that's when scripted conversations would begin. Things that me and her would talk about inside of the unit, they would act it out in front of our door. Now, not these are not the grown folks. The grown folks have driven through our house. Okay, these are children that they have in on the targeting. So these are teens and little kids outside of our window, with more noise pollution, being loud in front of only our townhouse. Okay. They would leave trash in front of our door, stuff like that. And things that we would say inside, they would say it outside or in front of us if we walked to the mailbox or went to the rent office. They do things like that. My car started getting defaced, like I said. Scratches. They throw balls at our car. If they're playing outside, just run into it. All kind of stupid stuff, and nothing was wrong with my car. My car was new. I had a Grand Marquis. I got it from one owner, and nothing was wrong with it. It was icy. Okay, no mechanical issues at the time, but then I started experiencing mechanical issues upon living there. I had screens in my headrest, so little by little, bit by bit, my passenger side headrest was falling apart. They just really hateful things. I would put a certain way in my car. I come back and they'd be in a different area, or it'll look like somebody had gone through my glove compartment, stuff like that. So I'm like, bro, and then my car was just falling apart bit by bit when I got over there. But mind you, like I said, my car had one owner. I had no issues. It was ice water. Okay, so then this is when I realized they were following us and waiting for us to leave, and they were coming to our unit. When I would take my daughter to school, it would be this one guy, because the townhouses were one way in, one way out. Okay, so he would be up every morning. Like, I would get up, we would leave the house about maybe 8 something in the morning. I drop her off, I go do what I was going to do if I was off, or go to work. So he'd be sitting in front of his house, a young dude sitting in front of his house. He'd see us hit the corner. He was always on the phone, and he'd watch us leave out. And that's how because he was so stupid. He wasn't even candid about it. That's how I knew they were going in our apartment and stuff like that, because he's a dumbass. He didn't even try to do it covertly, just dumb, sloppy. So we would leave. There would always be an issue. We would be followed at that time. He was letting them know we were leaving. We'd be followed, and then they would come in our unit. Now, we had a cat. Okay. So when we first got Babykin, which is the name of our cat that we had at the time, we don't have him any longer. So we'd have him. He was a happy-go-lucky cat. Nothing was wrong with him. He was very friendly, stuff like that. And we'd leave him there, of course, during the day. And after a while, like, we got him in the first unit that got ran through, but he was very nice and everything. So when we got to the next unit where the defacing started and all the scripted conversations, he turned into a totally different animal, like a totally different pet. Okay. We'd leave and come back. He'd be more timid or kind of scared. He'd just be frazzled. He'd hide under the couch or hide places, and his tail would always like be bushy. And I looked that up, and that's when cats are frightened of something. They're being terrorized, or it's a sign of scared, fragility. So I was like, okay, that's not normal. Every time we come back, he'd be like that. He just turned angry and irate, and I was like, this is not the same cat. That's how I knew they come in there and they attack my cat. Okay, they'd attack our cat, and then they started tainting our food. I can cook. I don't give people. I wanted to be a chef. Okay, a sous chef. So culinary arts, that was my thing at the time. So well, not at the time. I still want to be a culinary artist. I'm culinary apt. So anyways, I cook, and I really don't like leftovers. We'll just keep leftovers for one night. So this particular instance, the first time it happened, it was a quick meal or whatever, but we only had a little bit of leftovers. So we left the following morning, and we came back and we ate those same ones from the previous night. Now, mind you, we didn't get sick the night before. We didn't feel anything until we came back home and we ate the leftovers, and we were dog sick. Me and my daughter, bro, we were just out of it. She didn't go to school. I didn't go anywhere. We just stayed in the house, using the bathroom and consistently throwing up, like projectile vomiting. So I was like, okay, that makes no sense. The food was good. We didn't have a prior issue until we had eaten it just now. That's how I knew they were coming in there doing stuff to our food, but we didn't have enough proof. The food was already gone. We had eaten it. Who's gonna really care at this point? But now that I know what I know, yeah, they did it, and they did it twice. I would leave things in our apartment a certain type of way, then we'd come back and it'd be in a different area or turn differently, stuff like that. And I knew they were coming in. Now, when I started voicing my opinion in the office, they started following us more, the cars with the one headlight. And then shortly after that, we got kicked out. Okay. So they put us out. I was paying my rent on time. There were no problems with me. So when I started voicing what was going on, they put me out. All right, so uh, upon them putting me out, basically I started living in hotels again. My mom would not let me come back out there to her house, none of that. So I was either in hotels or sleeping out of my car. All right, my daughter, she came back to my grandmother's house. I said, "Well, Granny, it's fine if y'all don't want to let me here. That's okay. Just at least let her, come back." And they did. So my daughter was here. I'd still pick her up every now and then, take her to school, stuff like that. But it caused the strain between me and my daughter's relationship, all of the torment that we went through over there in the housing project. Okay. So, anyways, like I said, I would get hotels. Nobody would be there, maybe two or three cars. Then all of a sudden, a fleet of cars would start coming after I checked in. They would start noise pollution outside of my hotel door. They'd rent rooms right next to me or above me, stomp and just be loud all night. Just a whole bunch of stuff. It was just like weird and very disrespectful, man. These people have no class, they don't have any integrity. They're just lost souls. They have nothing to live for. They're just soulless, empty inside. So they want to cause other people torment, and that's not cool. So, anyways, that happened. Then I ended up getting pregnant last year. Now, I was already on salt for a case on a family member, okay? Now, I've been to mental facilities in the past. They were telling me, "Oh, you're crazy." Once the V2K started, you need help. And I thought it really was me. I would go get help for that. And, I was being targeted in there, stuff of this nature. I know for a fact my mother she's in on it. Some of the things she said and the things she's done, they'll try to get you put in jail, or thrown into a crazy house. But it's funny because every time I went to a mental facility, they'll talk to me. It's to the point they started treating me like family, like they knew me personally. They're like, "Erica, Miss, you back in here again? What happened now? What are they doing?" I'm like, "Bro, it's the same bull, And then they'd always let me out after like 3 days. Let me back out. They didn't never keep me because nothing was wrong with me. I'm having a full sane conversation. They see I'm lucid. I can hold you know, a decent conversation. Yes, bro. I'm very intelligent and apt. I know what the hell is going on. So they see I'm not a loony. I didn't belong in there. They're like, "Oh man, I took it as a time like a mini vacation." They gave me whatever I wanted in there, dude. They're like, "Oh man, just here. Go in there, you don't have to come out and do any of these meetings. We already know your situation." So they knew there was nothing wrong with me. Um, so having said that and done that, let me see. Well, yeah, it was a bunch going on. Okay, so last year I got pregnant, right? I had my baby. Like I said before, I had videos up and things of that nature. I took them down because the targeting, it didn't cease. It actually heightened. Okay, more V2K. They were trying to harass me. They really were trying to make me miscarry my baby. This is what I really think with every fiber of my being. They were attempting to have me miscarry my baby. The sleep deprivation amped up. I'm talking about I started experiencing pain with directed energy weapons and things of that nature. They through V2K they would say, "Oh, it's a sad situation." Then when I leave the house, it would be just more and more cars with one headlight. Just a bunch of bull. So it's the same scenario, same old song and dance. These people are not creative, okay? They go by the same script. I'm pretty sure some of you have gone through the same thing. I was being gaslighted by my mom at the time. She let me come there when I got out of jail. Um, so I had to go to jail finally. I was still on papers for the assault I was telling you guys about. And I was in jail. I found out I was pregnant. That was February of last year, okay? So when I was incarcerated in Waxahachie, out here in close to Dallas County in Texas, I still received targeting in there. It did not stop. Trust me. It doesn't matter where you go, what you do. These people have people everywhere. These perps have perps everywhere. Okay, so I was being harassed in there. I was thrown in solitary because I got into it with this girl, and they knew in there I wasn't gonna take any mess. So they always targeted me, even though I was pregnant. So, till finally I had to show my ass and they put me in solitary confinement. I was like, cool, this is what I wanted anyway. I didn't want to be around y'all. I don't like humans like that. So um, I got out. My mom was like, "Yeah, I don't want you in hotels. You can come over here." And I did reluctantly. I moved in with her reluctantly. I said, "Look, this is not going to be an extended visit. Just I need to just walk on eggshells, walk light, keep my head down, don't deal with her too much. So I would get my own food, I have my own benefits, I have my own stuff going on. I tried to stay out the way. She would spaz out to try to get a response out of me so she could have me put back in jail. She said it before, oh, I got the judge waiting on you, so she would always provoke me to try to get me to fight with her. So one of these times I just, oh, this is a narcissist. And she hated this too. She was cussing me out, calling me all kind of bitches and hoes and this and that. And I'm pregnant, mind you. I was 4 months at this time. So, you know, um, she was just wanting me to be out because she wanted somebody else that was going to give her a lot of money to stay there. I'm your child. You shouldn't be charging me to stay there, but I was giving her money. But, being an alcoholic, this is what happens. So people act irately. Anyways, I called my aunt so she could hear how she was talking to me. And when I told her, yeah, this is my aunt, you see, auntie, you see how she's talking to me? She got really mad about that and she ended up putting me out because narcissists don't like to be exposed, okay? Gang stalking and targeters, they don't like to be exposed, and she was. So she put me out the house. I was back in hotels at 5 months pregnant now, and I was still being targeted. They were doing more, the same stuff they always do, same script. So it's never stopped. The jobs I've had, it's the same old thing. They would try to take credit for my work, say I wasn't doing anything. Um, just a bunch of bull. Customers will come in there, supposed customers, but they're perps, try to get you in trouble, lie on you, or get an attitude with you, to get a response out of you. Everything they do is about a response for whatever reason. And these people are evil and they're soulless, you know? So this is just a few of the things I have gone through as far as the targeting. Those are the major things. Another major thing is when I gave birth to my daughter, I had two good nurses. Okay, only two of them. They were cool. The rest of the nurses I got were full of shit, bro. I had just given birth to my baby and I was still being targeted. I'm like, bitch, I don't get a day off. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I didn't get any break. Okay. I had to report one of the nurses because she was disrespectful to my guests. My brother and his wife spent the night at the hospital with me, and it hadn't even been a day. I had just literally got out of labor and delivery. You see what I'm saying? And I was being targeted automatically. Like I said, they spent the night. She came in there during shift change, turning on all the lights, being loud, woke my baby, my newborn, freshly out the womb, newborn up, being loud and disrespectful. I had to check her. As far as my baby, I didn't want them to hurt her. That's how I felt they would hurt her or try to do something to her. So I kept her by my bedside. When they wanted her to come into the nursery to get checked out, I was right there with her. I got out my bed and walked her down there because you're not going to do anything to my child. You're not about to chip her. You're not about to assault her in any way. None of that. So the nurse was being funny. When I left out the room with my baby, I walked her down there to the nursery so she could be checked out by the doctor. She was like, "Oh yeah, here comes the princess." Yeah, saying little things like that. And I said, "You're damn right. She is a princess, boo boo. She is." They were being funny. It's a bunch of things. She was very disrespectful. At that point, I didn't want to have to fold her ass up. So I reported her immediately and I told them, look, I don't like the way she's treating my guests. I don't like the way she's handling me. I just had a baby. I don't have the energy or the time to sit here and go back and forth and be targeted by one of these assholes, these troglodytes bothering me. So, and just pestering me with little shit. And I reported her. She got mad about that. I don't give a damn. So they have no class. Like I said, they don't have any dignity. They don't have any integrity. They will harass you no matter what. They've tried to run me off the road before. This is before and during my pregnancy. It's never ending. And even still to this day, when we leave, like the video you saw, I still get the cars with one headlight. They're still doing scripted conversations in front of me, you know, but I don't really go anywhere like that. So whatever. When I see them out, it's like, oh, bitch, I see you're doing the same thing you were doing last year and the year before. Be more creative. Try something else. Come up with something new. Like, you guys are, like, you have no imagination, bro. You do the same shit over and over again. They can get your family in on it, and people will sell out for a little of nothing, bro. It's astounding how people really would just sell out. Like they don't. I'll leave it at that. That's basically my experiences, y'all. It's more than that, but these are the only ones that I will name in the allotted time I have right now because of my space on my phone. But you get the gist of what I'm saying, and it's never ending, bro. So just follow up in part two. We're going to talk about basically the mindset of these perps, what their intentions are, and like I said, the spiritual aspect that I think is wrong with them and wrong with this whole matrix. Okay. So if there's anything I forgot in this one, I'll just put it in the beginning of part two, but I'll try to keep that one, at 25 minutes because that's where I'm at with this one as well. I thank you guys for listening, and we'll get through this together. Like I said, I want my channel to be about comfort and upliftment, and um, encouragement of each other. We need to be a support system to each other because if we don't, who else is going to do it? They're trying to get us out of here. They hate that we resonate on a higher frequency than them. So these demons, they're going to do anything they can do to try to bring us down and keep us at their level because they know their time is up. They're trying to take as many with them as they can, but like I said, that's for the next one. So peace and thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. So click on part two if you're ready. All right, thanks. Talk to you soon.